Are your eyes open?
I'm just throwing it out there. I hope everybody can hear me though.
No, seriously, you can't hear?
No, I can't hear shit through his headphones.
Oh, damn.
Are your headphones plugged up to the source of where they're supposed to be plugged? Oh, they
I
are.
mean, I gave him to John and he did some stuff, so I assume so.
Can you hear now?
No.
Okay, hold on a second. Let's do this. John pressing start buttons and shit, and everybody can't hear. Can you hear now? Can you hear now?
I can actually, yes.
Uh huh.
There we go.
Do you know what I did?
What'd
I
you do?
turned the volume knob.
Oh, technology.
That's your segment, sir. Let's talk about turning knobs to turn up volume. It's cutting edge.
Buttons.
Buttons. What are they?
Oh, what can they do?
Yo, I fuck with Chris the long way, bro. Oh shit.
Can't stand y'all niggas.
That's why you're sitting down.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Outrageous Podcast. I will be your host, Black Husky.
I'm sorry. Are you the
I'm
only
sitting-
host?
You know what? You gonna let me speak?
Go ahead, sir.
You know what? Tired of you. I have my two outrageous co-hosts with me today.
There are
So
three of
you're
us.
excluding the woman now, John?
There are three.
That's fucked up.
I said outrageous co-host.
That's
I didn't even put it.
sexist.
What number was there? There was no number.
You said two.
Outrageous, though.
Yep. See?
So is she not outrageous? Is it because she's a woman, John?
Are you
No,
calling
but-
her basic?
Are you?
I was trying to look for a more feminine pronoun.
So wait, hold on. So are you trying to describe her based on her gender, sir?
You know what, sir? You're making a lot of noise.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I can't stand you.
Carry on, Johnny boy.
Carry on.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, my outrageous co-hosts will introduce themselves now after their pardoned interruption. Yeah, I invented my own word.
That's no.
Deal with it.
That's
Just,
not even the right
just
word.
go with it. Just
Oh,
deal
we
with
gonna go with it.
Anyways, ladies first, by all means.
No, he said outrageous, so you guys go first.
Oh, fair
it.
enough.
Oh,
Well,
why you got?
I am, I guess, an outrageous co-host, Chris. Nice to meet everybody. I am back again. You heard me from the last podcast.
The one that John didn't post.
Seen it? Yeah, when he posted it.
I totally posted it.
Anyways,
I'm the second outrageous co-host. Apparently, I am Adi Lakachi. Most folks call me Will.
And I'm just here. My name is Lamika.
Why you gotta be that cold?
damn. That's what you basically
I
told her.
did- I didn't, but-
box where her heart used to be. I'm sorry.
Oh, shit.
Is your red dot blinking?
Oh, we have somebody else
my red
here,
dot is
but
blinking.
they don't.
Yes,
it ever
we have
goes off,
we have
let
an
me know.
audience member today.
Audience.
So once
we
again,
have
you're
an
excluding
audience
women.
Member. I mean, she don't want to come in the camera view. She has to sit next to Chris.
That's a lot.
I mean, I can, but I didn't know I was really a part
Okay, there's a camera right there. Just
Or you can,
move your
like,
head.
you know, lay down across the
I
bed.
mean, she could just say hi to everybody on your mic.
Hello.
Yeah.
No, I can hear her from all y'all mics.
Okay, then why do you gotta
No,
make
I
it shut
was-
up? Start the podcast.
Oh my God! Down to the first topic. Let's go. All right.
Every fucking.
I don't know if y'all heard this week about the college admission scandal.
Nigga, everybody heard about it. It's been on every news outlet.
I don't know, but you know, maybe somebody out there didn't see it. There's people that live underground. You know that, right?
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
I guess.
No,
That's
really.
another topic for another
I haven't
podcast.
heard about it, so what's up?
Heavens, today we are learning new details about an extraordinary alleged massive college admission scandal that appears to shed light on how far some super wealthy parents might go to get ahead and get their children into elite schools. The case, brought to light by a massive FBI investigation, involves a fraudulent admissions, quote, consultant. Admissions to elite colleges, Division I coaches, Hollywood celebrities, and prominent business leaders. 50 of them have been charged in this scheme. At the center of the scandal, a man named William Singer. Get to know this guy's name. The founder of a college prep company known as The Key. From 2011 to 2019, officials say parents paid this guy anywhere from $200,000 to more than $6 million to cheat. I'm going to say this one more time. Not coach their kid, not help them, to blatantly cheat the system. In some cases, Singer allegedly created fake athletic profiles, and he bribed coaches to accept students as recruits. Students, ready for this, who didn't even play a sport. Like in the case of this student.
And well, you guys heard that outrageous
Hard.
bullshit.
Are we a pirate?
We gonna try to. We gonna try it again.
Arr, matey.
We heard. We did what, John?
I don't know. Anyway, you guys heard it.
Oh, so you do know.
You know what? Maybe I should have scammed my way through
What are
college.
your thoughts on that topic, John?
I just feel like I should have scammed my way through college.
You feel like you should
you
have.
feel like
So
it's to scam your way to...
But did
Do
you
you have the money?
I mean, like, I feel like...
$6 million to even scam your way through college.
He didn't.
That's
No,
more
I
than
didn't.
actual college costs.
it is.
Shit, if I
That's
had
true.
the money, I'd do the same. I don't care.
Bro, I was-
Wow.
I had the money, I'd do
But
the same.
no, but I'm just also saying this because
I
it's not
absolutely don't
surprising.
have that money.
It's not surprising, really.
It's unfortunate.
I mean, how long has this scamming stuff been going on? It's like it's. I know people trying to act like it's brand new, but it's not brand new. This shit has been happening. I
Donald
mean,
Trump.
look, they've been buying them stadiums and libraries and putting it in their name.
Nigga, they took black people from one continent and they brought them to another one under false pretenses.
But I'm just saying, so like, I mean, the scams have been going on. I just hope that by seeing this come to light, maybe they launch some kind of investigation to dig deeper into this.
I mean, yeah, there's an investigation
Because
going
there's
on
a
now.
lot more scams than just this happening.
Oh,
you know?
definitely. It's two schools in Illinois that were
I
discovered
feel
to be
like
doing
this
the
is
same
just
thing.
late work. Like this is like a cold case, and they just catching up. Like, but I'm glad we got some 21 Jump Street action out of it. You heard the name, Varsity Blue. I would have came up with a cooler code name.
That's
though.
what we took out of that.
The fact that they are highlighting white mediocrity and how they utilize their capitalistic, what's the word I'm looking for? Advantages to put their children into place to take more advantage of the system. And you talking about the code name?
Yeah.
Nigga, you couldn't have scammed your way through college anyway. That was some real ridiculous ass shit. Like, come on.
Maybe
G.
I could have.
No, you couldn't.
Maybe.
Do you have the money? What's your...
No,
Do you?
Maybe,
People also
maybe I could have
scam
just
their
did it
way
with my
into
good
college
looks.
From sex and all that other stuff.
Oh yeah, cause
He can't.
I could have even been a gigolo.
the
I
woman,
don't
the
know.
woman's daughter.
You can't.
I forget the woman who played
There's
Auntie
a
Becky.
scale.
Aunt Becky on
Full
Full House. Her daughter was on a yacht with one of the university trustees when the story actually broke. So
Wow.
I'm not going to assume that she was doing sexual things.
But you can.
You can infer. You can draw a conclusion.
Or maybe she's friends with their daughter.
Ooh.
How about that?
Oh, that's one hell
Or
of a
maybe
bracket.
they're friends with benefits.
Oh,
Wow.
Oh,
He-
wow.
he-
Oh, benefactor.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Benefit. I never been. I'll be friends with benefits. So I'm like, hey, okay.
I guess.
All right. Sad.
So John, what is your take on it, sir?
But my honest take on it
Do you
is
think that's
like,
sad though?
I really do
Do
feel
you
like
think
it's sad.
or do you think it's smart?
I think it's smart.
I think it's sad.
I think it's
I
smart.
do
and
feel like
sad.
it is kind of
Like
sad
50-50.
because
Morally,
let's,
it's sad. And then if you look at the world today, I feel like it's smart as hell.
I don't know. This is the reason why I disagree with the fact that it's smart, or the opinion that it's smart, because $200,000 to $6.1 million. That's a lot of money. You understand what I'm saying?
But if you have more than way more than $200,000, $500,000, and that don't phase you, and you just want to worry about your child's future and what they can get,
And you set
that's
them up.
smart. And
I understand that.
Because the thing is, you're making your child at the end of the day be better than what you are. So if you spend that $200,000 to $300,000 in your child, and you invest in your child or whatever, so they can become that, at the end of the day, your child ends up taking care of you.
But you're looking at it from a perspective of somebody who's in a different socioeconomic spectrum, right? So, you said-
What makes you think that I'm in that spectrum? What makes you think that?
Because you're black.
Oh.
No. I'm not saying. No.
You assume color.
No.
It's like-
Feel what I'm saying though. No. Feel what I'm saying though. Feel what I'm saying though.
Yeah,
Feel what I'm saying though.
right.
African American people historically have been. There have been politics. There have been policies. There have been unwritten rules set in place to lock African American people out of those socioeconomic spectrums. So if you have $200 to $6.1 million, if you want to make your child better than you, why not invest in that child's actual abilities than to pay their way through a university where statistically and over history, their admissions have gone down, right? So at that point, I understand what you mean when you say essentially investing in your child. But why not align your moral compass with investing in your child in a way that that can actually benefit them instead of potentially hindering them in the future? Do you understand what I'm saying? Not only that, you're saying better. These people are not middle class. These people are not even upper class. They're a part of an elite class of individuals who, at some point, if they're not the 1%, they're the 10%, right? So in order to be better than the 10%, you have to be a part of the 1%. Very few of the people who graduate from these Ivy League schools become part of the 1%. Why? Because people in the 1% pay to be in the 1%. And they pay much higher than $6.1 million. I'm talking about billions of dollars being exchanged hand to hand. You understand what I'm saying? People like Rockefellers, the people who actually will purchase entire swaths of a city to say this is the power of my influence and I can do this. There's not much getting better than that. You feel what I'm saying?
Okay.
I'm kind of gonna disagree, only for the fact that I don't think it's a black and white thing. I think it's more so a rich and poor thing. Because if you remember, if you know Diddy, his oldest son, not the one by Kim Porter, his actual biological son, he played football at USC and he's garbage. So you knew Diddy had to pay some type of money for him to pay at USC. And he only played like maybe one game. But I don't think it has anything to do with race. I feel like the 1% just happens to be white, and they happen to be controlling the college kind of spectrum here.
So you feel like the 1% of white people happen by happenstance?
No, and I knew you were going to say that. But the thing is, people now are saying, oh, the 1% of this is white because of this. I feel like black people or African Americans or whatever, have had time. You can say this discouraged me and this discouraged me or whatever. We had time to be a part of that 1%. Even if white people, so you say white people are only the 1% because they're white. They have had things set in place in the system because they're white and always, I feel like part of that is true, but I feel like another part of that is laziness or whatever. So I feel like you can't really do the white and black scale. It's really more so the richer or poorer, because at the end of the day, I feel like nothing is going to stop someone from being richer or poorer.
See on that and on that point, I mean, when you talk about the 1% and how the 1% is a majority white, like there are tons of black folks now who are in that 1% with the money they're making, and they're in the industry where they have like a shit ton of money to spend. So I mean, while in the past the majority of the 1% people have been white, is definitely a good amount of black folks who are now in that level. And while sure, like it's not, and I'm sure there are some black folks who might be doing the same thing, for their kids, or doing some type of stuff on a different level. It's like like Diddy.
But just to punch into that, one thing that I always felt furious about is just these HBUs. A lot of them are like
HBUs.
What's
HBUs?
What's
a HBU? I went to an HBCU twice, my G. You gonna pronounce my shit right? HBCU. What's a HBU? You so goddamn African, bro.
HBU.
But listen, that's too much for my tongue.
Hush, but you. Go ahead, bro. I'm listening.
All right. So basically, with these institutions, and I see a lot of black celebrities, I really don't see a lot of them give back to some of these. Like,
well,
I
that's because most
articles on that, and that's
like
kind of
most black celebrities with that type of stuff, when they give to different locations, they aren't like flashy about it. They don't have like, let's get this mainstream media people over here. Like I was talking to Will earlier about Akon and how he was doing, different stuff. We'll get into that a little bit later.
But even with Akon not even being flashy, we still know he did it.
But some people don't know.
Rihanna,
and then you got
Rihanna.
You got Rihanna, you got LeBron. He takes care of his whole
LeBron.
city.
I'm not saying all.
Yeah.
There are. I'm just saying.
But that's what I'm saying. Like
most of them.
You can't say most because you don't know what they're doing. They could be doing stuff behind the scenes.
And you think once a celebrity gets rich, you automatically think that they should get money. I feel like sometimes they shouldn't just have to give money, because that's just I don't feel like that's right. I feel like they have the money, but they work for that money. So what makes you think that since they have more money than you, they have to give that money to you?
I didn't say they have to. I was just saying, but it's a donation.
But other things like humanitarian working how regular people work in other countries.
Here's my question.
Hold
on.
Okay.
I got a question.
All right.
Well, not necessarily a
let
question.
me get out, but
not
okay.
a question, but a statement. All the things that you all are talking about have to do a lot with what I mean when I say the 1%. The 1% isn't just about income. It isn't just about finances, right? Because to be in the top 1% of earners in the United States of America, all you have to do is make $439,000 per annum. That's how much it costs. That's how much you have to make in order to be in the 1% of earners in the United States, right? $439,000 per year, huh?
Is that artists?
No, that's how much you have to make in order to be in the top 1% of earners in the United States, right? So I get you. I get what you're saying when you say there are a lot of black people who are in that top 1%, right? But even though Barack Obama himself said, I have gone into a store as the president of the United States, as the president, and I have still been followed around throughout that entire store. Through Barack Obama's presidency. I'm not saying he was a great president. I'm not saying he was a horrible president. What I'm saying is that a lot of the things that he was trying to do for the country were shot down simply because he was black. It's not just about finances. It's about influence, right? And in the United States, for the most part, Ariana, I get what you're saying when you're talking about work. I get what you're saying when you're talking about your own effort. But if you do not have the access, and that's what the money creates. The money creates access. Chance the Rapper donated millions of dollars to Chicago public schools. It wasn't because he did have a inclination to do it, but it was because he could increase access. And that's what the 1% does. The 1% manipulates the amount of access that is available to people like them so that they can continue to see the same repetition of people like them in that autocracy, because it makes them feel comfortable. It makes them feel as if though they still maintain the massive amount of power in the United States. Right? So I understand, once again, what you're saying about it being a rich and poor thing. And it does have elements like that as well. Because there are some people who are able to pay their way through things like Diddy. The example that you say, I agree with that 100%. His son is fucking garbage. That nigga is hot garbage, right? So in my mind, I'm like, no, that nigga Diddy paid for him to be in this sport, right? But that's because he has access to those funds. But he has access to those funds through a medium that is overpopulated by African American people. Because a lot of African American people feel like throughout those other places of doing that work, they don't have the same amount of access. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean it's just I don't want to say what's the word I'm looking for? Not coincidence. It's just white people are 1%. I mean,
that's just the way it is.
All right. Now
go ahead, John. You had a point.
You had a point.
Go ahead.
What's up?
But up to my point, I wasn't saying why I said that I don't see a lot of black celebrities giving back is because, I don't see them trying to say, hey, name a hall after me. Now, I know that might just sound flashy to some people, but that's also putting like some status and history into that, black campus. And I've seen articles and reports of some of these black campuses saying they're going down in funding, that they're suffering, economically.
They're only suffering because black people, we are no longer segregated. We can go to colleges. We can go to colleges like Temple University,
which I understand is a good
also,
thing.
a lot of HBCUs, they're starting to be half and half, more so predominantly black.
Which is also true too. I've seen a lot more, mixing, and I'm not saying that's a bad thing. That's all good.
It's good, but it's also like HBCU is supposed to be not for black people because that's a segregation thing or whatever, but it's supposed to be for black people. So when you see more white people or the equal amount of white people or whatever in this HBCU, you're like, oh. Well,
it's a protected space.
Yeah. Like that's supposed to be a secure space with your people or whatever.
But John,
so it's like that's why their funding might be really going down, not because of education and all this stuff. It might be because
of the people of the population that goes to that school.
But I want you to think
like
about
white people
it though.
got their own stuff, so they feel like we should have our own stuff.
I just want you to think about it. Why was HBCUs created? Think about it.
Tell us.
I mean, the obvious reason.
What's the obvious reason? Everybody knows
because
it.
They wanted to give some education to
because we
weren't
allowed
into other colleges and universities.
Exactly.
Separate but equal.
Yeah.
You can believe that. You can believe that Plessy versus Ferguson.
Oh my God! But let's wrap this up. All right. So next to the who's next on the next topic?
It's me.
It is you.
Uh-oh.
It's you.
It's Durag
How did Lakachi in it be? Okay.
Situation.
So Peep Gang.
Do-rag.
And it was an excellent segue to what I want to talk about, boy. So we're gonna talk about this phenomenon of white young male youth wearing do-rags.
Oh.
So
Oh my God.
I thought it was just some Instagram funny shit. But I was driving down Roosevelt Boulevard, you know what I'm saying, coming from my tax paying job, you heard me. And I seen this white dude.
Wait, is
Sure he
not
wasn't
every job
Hispanic,
tax
though?
paying?
He could have been
Huh?
Hispanic.
It's not every job tax paying?
Not if you're doing fraud.
Really?
Yep.
Not if you're doing
Well,
fraud.
Hey, I feel like even fraud.
When have you? Excuse me, sir.
How is
When have
fraud
you?
taxpaying?
No. Hold on. When have you ever heard? When have you ever heard? When have you ever heard of a car cracker paying taxes?
Listen.
No, let them run with it. I know. I want to hear it. How do fraudsters pay taxes?
Listen, I'm gonna tell you how fraudsters pay taxes.
What's
You
poppin'?
know what? Because you're not going to tell me all this corruption, bribery, all this dirty money that's running through the black market. None of these countries are benefiting from it.
That's not a tax.
Argument.
That's not a tax.
But they're giving back to the government.
But that's not a tax.
So what does got to do with
But
do-rag?
I mean,
We gonna get to that point.
True.
We gonna get to
all right,
it.
now let's get into it. Let's get into it.
All right, so
Go ahead.
Pete.
Go ahead.
So I synced them and I started laughing. I was like, wow, that's wild as shit. But then I started thinking about it like, damn, the only reason why this man is wearing a do-rag is because he wants to be cool, right? He wants to be included in this spectrum of individuals who are perceived to be more culturally impactful than himself, right? But then I started thinking about the historical context of why black people do particular things to their hair and how it can be perceived as cultural appropriation. Now, I know it's a reach, right? Everything's not cultural appropriation. I'm not in that bag. But the reason why a lot of black people do the things that they do to their hair is so that they can appeal more so to white standards. And John, this is what I mean when I say taxes.
Taxes.
The reason why taxes are relevant in this conversation is because some black people cannot get a job unless their hair looks a particular type of way, right? There are states.
Man, that's still going on?
Yes, there are states.
No, it is, because I'm still in the military.
I mean, but that's like military law, right?
But why is that military? Why
I'm still in the military. There's no laws in the military. There's no laws. There's only general laws for everybody. There's no laws in the military. There's restrictions in the military that you can't do, just like at other jobs. And one of the restrictions in the army is that you cannot have dreads. And another restriction is females cannot cut their hair as low as males do. They cannot look like a male.
Why?
Wait.
That's not
So
true.
yes, that is true.
Well, I believe you,
That is true.
but my friend.
And she did it, but it's not supposed to happen. Just
Okay.
like 2 years ago, they had made a restriction, but it was too many people in the military, so they stopped. They say you couldn't get no tattoos below your elbow no more. You had to get a authorization or whatever, shit like that, or whatever.
Yeah, everybody remember those.
Stuff like that. Yes. But then they was like, oh, it's too many people. But in the military, it's more white people, of course, than black people in the military.
But that has more to do with the population.
They could make so they can make that.
But you know what the whole
restriction.
thing with that,
And
though?
there's also less people with dreads in the military compared to people with shortcuts or regular hairstyles or whatever. So
But
they
I'm
can
talking
make that
about
restriction.
civilian jobs that have absolutely nothing to do with your
I
ability
think
to do
it's
combat.
Not a law. I think it's just
An unspoken rule,
yes,
right?
an unspoken rule.
But the thing about it is this, and
But
this
you
is
have to have your hair groomed. But the thing is, I understand what you're talking about when I come in with my hair natural and I'm looked at way different than a girl that comes in with their hair with straight.
Why?
I understand.
why.
Because they want them to submit to the everyday culture or what that image is.
Who
Rules and
dominates the
regulations.
everyday culture?
European.
European. It's a Eurocentralized ideology of culture.
Just like okay, so Kylie Jenner or any of them the Kardashians or whatever, right? They make themselves look
Black. But why?
But because
Culture
it's,
appropriation.
Do you have to say, but why so loud?
However, no, it's not. However, it's like I get what you're saying because you're like, oh, like if Europeans do it, it's fine. If white people do it, it's fine or whatever. What they do is they don't compare it to black people. They're just like, oh, I want a big butt. But where do they get that big butt from? Because
Black people.
most of the Africans have the big butts, like. And they want to have they have models and I saw this like a couple months ago, have white models with brown makeup. It is not blackface all the way yet. It's just brown makeup or tanner. They make them look way tanner. So like a white person end up looking like me or darker or some shit like that because being tan is in. And that's what I got all my life. Like I'm light skinned. They're like, oh, I want to be your complexion so bad. I'm like,
why?
European.
Eurocentric beauty standards. My point is this. My point is this.
I'm not European.
We know that you're not European,
standards.
but it's a European standard of beauty.
Standard.
The thing about it is this, right? When you ultimately break it down to why it is that somebody's doing it, is because it's in vogue. Black people for the longest period of time in the United States of America have defined popular culture. If it were not for black people,
It's like hip hop.
social media would not be as popping as it is. It wouldn't be. It would. If it were not for black people, social media would not be as popping as it is. If you go on Facebook, Twitter, look at Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and then look at LinkedIn.
You talk about Black Twitter.
Look at Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and then look at LinkedIn.
All right, I'll give you that one.
You feel what I'm saying? So my point is this: with the whole do-rags thing, it doesn't really bother me. I just find it kind of funny how Caucasian people will take things and make them seem as if though they are fashionable, and then criminalize black people for doing the same thing. Right? There was a scandal a couple of years ago where a news reporter said that Zendaya, because she had her hair in a particular type of way, because she had her hair in a particular type of way, I bet she smells like patchouli oil. Right?
Ooh.
Right?
Ooh.
It's a particular type of, once again, unspoken rule that says this person is more savage or this person is more uncultured because of the way that they look. But when I do it, it's culture because I define what culture is in a larger perception.
Okay.
I love that we got to this point or whatever, but
That's
I feel
cool.
like you should have never pointed out that person you felt like was walking down the street on Roosevelt Boulevard because
He could be
they
Hispanic.
could have been Hispanic. And Hispanics are, if I don't know if you agree, are the closest.
Let's
people
summarize it,
to
guys.
black
I'm gonna get to
people
that point.
ever.
I fuck with that too. Here's my
So they could have naturally just had wavy hair. And
But
they
here's
brushing their hair.
but here's my rebuttal on that. The reason why I perceived him to be white was because he was lighter skinned. If you go anywhere,
Are most Hispanics in America lighter skinned than black people?
wait. Just like you said, most Hispanics in America, right? If you look across the globe, if you look in Asia, Asian people do plastic surgery so that they can make themselves look more what?
White?
White.
Aren't they white?
Asian, no.
We're not talking about
Asian, no,
We're talking about
let me finish.
Okay.
Hispanic people and African people, they are the largest consumers of bleaching creams in the world. Why?
First of
Because
all,
they want to make themselves look more what?
I would just
They
like
want
to
to make
say-
themselves look more what?
They're also the darker
White.
skinned people.
They
Yeah,
want to
I
make
understand.
themselves look more white.
Here's my
Hispanic
question.
people,
I have a friend that does that.
precisely
She's
Hispanic,
from Africa.
but Hispanic people themselves have an issue. Indian people as well, they have an issue with darker skinned people in their culture.
That's everybody in
But
every
wait.
culture and every.
But why?
Because
I feel like we need to summarize this.
We're getting to that point.
This seems like it got personal.
It's not personal.
No, it's not personal.
No, between y'all, we not even in the discussion no more.
We are in the discussion.
I'm like the commentary, like I come in.
In every country,
Mhm.
there's lighter skinned people and there's darker
European.
skinned people. And my ex is from Pakistan,
Mhm.
and he's one of the lighter skinned people that had slaves.
Right.
He had slaves, and it wasn't like slaves that you think about in America.
Prisoners of
It was
war.
like- it was just like he had people to clean, just
I
like
was a
maids.
prisoner of
Like
war.
they
House
call their
people.
Yes, house people. But every country that you go to, the darker skinned people, they always look at different because they feel like they're exposed to the sun way longer. So they're doing jobs that's out in the sun way longer than the people that have money that they can just sit in a building. I've dated more people outside of my race than I dated inside of my race.
Understood.
And they all said the same thing. I'm talking about from other countries.
Mhm.
What?
All said the same thing.
Right.
What?
I feel what you're saying. I feel
Oh,
what you're saying.
Jesus.
Did you hear that shot? You didn't hear that shot?
No. But I don't know. I feel it. I feel it though. But here's my point.
It's
I'm
because I'm
done.
light skinned.
My point is,
I think it's because I'm light skinned.
my point is in the United States. First of all, you're talking about a country. You're talking about a country who they're not even in the top 10 of reading. You understand what I'm saying? So they don't
Wait, you
have.
saying they can't read?
Sean said
I didn't say. I said the United States is not in the top. The United States. I'm getting to a point, and I'm summarizing. At the end of the day, the United States of America and Europe defined for the longest period of time standards of beauty. That's one. Two, the transatlantic slave trade was not just localized to the United States. It was global. Yeah. The entire globe benefited from the transatlantic slave trade. Third point, and my final point, because of the transatlantic slave trade, there is a global perception of darker skinned people being of lower classes.
I just said that.
I feel you. But in the United States, it becomes more localized and it becomes more generalized as because you are darker skinned. It's not that you're lower.
This is the longest summary in the world.
It's not that you're lower class. It's because you're dangerous. You are a danger. And that's my point. A Caucasian person or a lighter skinned person can wear things that a darker skinned person can don and be perceived differently than a darker skinned person. That's my point.
All right, Chris. Give me something, bro. It's too hot in here.
It is. It's because there's a lot of black people in here.
Spicy.
It's 4 black people in one.
I mean, I feel like hot Cheetos.
I mean, it's 2 light-skinned people.
I'm gonna say we're actually cousins and we're actually about the same complexion.
Yeah, Chris is light-skinned. Chris light-skinned as fuck.
I'm actually a little lighter.
He ain't crispy, but he Chris.
Does that make me any less black?
Yes,
Right,
it
no,
does.
You're tripping.
Hey.
I'm bullshitting. No, it doesn't. It doesn't.
But anyways, all right. So we have come.
super black.
I guess I'm the only one that represents Team Brown Skin, but that's okay.
I respect
Team
that.
Brown
No.
skin.
Nigga, I'm team chocolate. Fuck you talking about?
I eat Team
I'm
chocolate.
team everything.
You're tripping.
Shut your goof ass up.
Wow.
I'm team
Okay.
brown skin all the way.
Oh.
All right, Chris, hit me with something.
You're team delusional.
That's you.
All right.
Baby.
It's my baby.
Oh.
Chris, I need fire.
She says that
You need
you.
fire?
It
I
could've
need
been
fire. Like
I mean,
Ed Sheeran.
We're getting off topic, guys.
All right. So here we go.
you.
Anyways, this is the topic. This is the tech hour with Chris. Okay.
Ooh, tech.
And people are
That was just
throwing
rude.
pillows at, like children. Okay. Wow. Moving on with life. Back to the tech world. So, from what I've read, there are cities being built, and I'm sure Will will partner with me on this. There's a city that I was reading
Africa
about.
forever. I'm listening. I'm sorry.
The city I was reading about is being built on the Toronto Harbor.
Ooh.
That's supposed to be, a tech city. So we're talking smart buildings. We're talking street lights that will automate depending on, the amount of traffic that's being built. Which on that topic, I have said that Philly could do well with, because it's been multiple times when I was driving, and it could be a dark night driving down the street, and the light will just stay red the entire time. Like no cars are coming. I'm just sitting there like, okay, I'm here waiting. And you're still green for cars that aren't even going.
Actually, you gotta pass the sensor at the bottom.
It's a sensor.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a sensor in that line.
You've been doing it wrong.
Engineering standpoint.
Educate you, but
Yeah,
go ahead.
I'm sorry, I
sorry.
didn't interrupt you.
Go ahead, we're
Okay,
listening.
but I knew that one.
Smart cities.
I knew
Smart
that
cities.
one.
But
I'm sorry.
you understand what I'm trying to say. You
We do.
understand what I'm getting at.
You get afraid when you're in darker neighborhoods.
So
You're very smart.
that's one city coming about, with a lot of technical advances, and I'm sure it. Personally, I think it's just like a 50-50. It has its good sides and it has its bad sides. A whole tech city is obviously going to have its issues.
I wonder what his bad sides. Like, what's the bad side of a tech
you
city?
got a blackout.
Because you can't even be ghetto no more. What is it going to be?
Hacks.
Exactly. You got a blackout. You got hacks.
It's going to be hacks.
There's multiple.
Yeah.
Any problem with a computer is going to
I'm being
happen
West
to the
Hack
city.
Philly.
And it's going to happen on a wider spectrum.
Chris, question. And this is completely and totally relevant.
What's Future Criminals going to look like?
Shut your ass up. Have you ever played Mega Man?
Yeah.
You look
Okay.
like Mega Man.
Your mama look like a Mega Man, bull. So look,
Children.
Chris.
Really?
Chris, you've played Mega Man before, right?
Yeah.
Your
Take
mama
the
fat.
premise of Mega Man. Your mama so fat, Thanos had to snap twice.
Your mama got banged by Mega Man.
Take the premise of take the premise of Mega Man, right?
Alright.
And add it to a smart city. Go.
Damn.
You feel where I'm coming from? You feel me? Go.
Yeah.
I just think of iRobot and I just like.
You
oh,
feel
no.
me? Like, yo.
Yeah, that's another thing. Like when you start automating too much stuff, it leads to so
And it
many
also-
bad.
I feel like in the
This is
future
the
we
jobs
all
for
going to look like
actual
Wally.
people.
I
And
mean,
iRobot,
I don't
didn't
think
it do
so.
that?
Yeah.
What?
They increased the jobs for actual people.
Yeah,
Yes.
they did.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
they
going
did.
on. Yo, it was
That is like literally a thing now. No, seriously.
Dead
it's
ass.
literally a thing
You're
now.
absolutely
I
correct.
mean, it's not like iRobot, like it's not robots actually doing it, but it's machines doing it. Damn, what you do, Katie?
I didn't do anything to it.
You did it.
It was like a loud pop in my.
It was a technical issue.
Technical
Yeah.
difficulties with that, but yeah. So back
Chris
back to
breaking
the
the
city.
equipment.
John's equipment is trash, but anyway.
Oh, nigga.
He's
Back,
just starting, so,
Back to
The
I
white
feel like-
microphone was the only microphone that
You know
folded.
what? You know what, sir?
All of the colored microphones stay strong.
You know what, sir? That's all I'm
Anyway,
gonna say. In the future, when we all become Wally, I'm gonna make sure your chair don't work.
that's
You've never watched Wally?
interesting.
Never watched Wally.
But okay.
Yeah, that movie was
Oh
sad as hell.
my
But go ahead,
God.
go ahead, Chris.
Yeah, I know John. He was telling me about another city that's doing the same thing. That's even more beneficial to the world. So I'll let John take it over from there. Not John. Will. I'm sorry.
I'm about to say John don't know
Yeah.
shit.
John
All
don't know
black
nothing.
people don't look
Nigga.
Well,
Wow. So they're the philanthropist slash singer slash entertainer Akon was gifted a particular acreage of land in Africa by the Senegalese president, and he is launching an altcoin, well, an alternative coin.
You said a
to-
cult?
An altcoin.
Okay.
Dickhead. And it's called Acoin. And what Akon plans to do with this Acoin is that he plans to build a smart city
Wait,
in
Akon
Senegal.
and
Akon and Acoin, yes.
Bitcoin.
Yeah, Acoin. So what he
Not
plans to do
Bitcoin.
is he plans to build a smart city that is this microphone.
You and this
dog.
damn mic.
It's your microphone. It's yours. It belongs to you, nigga. But no, what Akon plans to do with the city is that he plans to increase the access and increase the ability of entrepreneurs and regular citizens in Senegal to access this smart city. Now, the reason why this is so monumental is because in Africa, historically, there has been a lack of access, there has been a stealing of resources, and there has been a underrepresentation of what Africa actually is. Now, this smart city for Akon, what it could potentially do is it could potentially increase the investment in Africa. It could decrease the divestment from Africa, and it can actually put Africa on the map as one of the continents that can actually produce something to the world. Not to say that Africa couldn't produce anything to the world, because black people, but it's just things that we can do more efficiently as individuals as a whole, since John is team everybody. But yes, that is what that's a summary of Acoin.
Whoa, was that a shot at me?
Yes, it was.
Too, by the way, since you want to throw shots.
Hell yeah.
I'm with you, John.
Team everybody.
Team
Hell
everybody.
yeah.
Nah, listen, I'm rooting for everybody
yourself.
black, but I love
Hate
everybody
yourself,
of other
man.
colors too.
Hate yourself.
but yeah, so that is the tech hour. But we do have
Hour?
Lamika.
Nigga, that was 5 minutes.
don't matter.
Lamika!
Whatever. That is a tech
The
moment.
outrageous
What's
she
popping,
wolf.
team?
We
Chocolate
have
team,
Lamika
natural.
with whatever topic she's gonna,
Team,
Hashtag team
brighten
G.
our day
team
with.
brown
Hey,
skin, but
Team
okay.
G.
I don't mind being
Team
chocolate.
G.
I love all colors.
Yo, this fucking mic. I'm done.
So, a little backstory. John didn't include me in this, so I
At
don't
all.
have a
What?
topic.
At
Oh
all.
my God.
He excluded her
Why
at
is
the
everybody
outpoint.
trying to put me on the spot?
I have
Because
to-
you don't know what the Second Amendment is, nigga.
I know what it is.
So I have to kind of come
Me.
up with something. So it's kind of off topic, but I just want to know, like, how do you guys feel about like snitching with this whole like 6ix9ine case?
Wow.
Because, like,
okay.
There's a lot of like buzz on social media
Mhm.
with like Jess Hilarious. She believes that you should snitch. Shit, I believe you should snitch. I'm not doing time for nobody. Nobody. I don't care what you say. Do you guys believe the same?
My thing with snitching is, so if I'm with a group of people and say I'm not really cool with this group of people and I end up getting caught up in whatever is going on that's illegal,
Mhm.
and I get pulled behind, in the police room and I ask questions, I'm ratting out everybody.
Exactly.
Everybody is getting pointed out.
Exactly.
Everybody
But-
gets snitched on.
Names.
But if we're talking about, like, if this feels like family, like somebody I'm close with, whether it be like, my mom or my sister or like my cousin or like somebody, a close friend that I call family, depending on the situation, if I'm involved and I know that I can do it, but they can't, like I can, deal with the time or whatever the case may be, and they can't for whatever reason, I'll keep it to myself and I'll just let it go.
That's understandable. I respect that. But if it's like a random, a random
I know
friend,
a lot of people like
I see you commit a murder. I know you did that.
Oh
shit.
yeah.
And they're like, hey, I'm about to give you 25 to life.
Especially if it's morally wrong too.
And that's the
25.
point. That's the point that I was definitely about to make.
Especially if it's morally wrong too, because I know, like, I literally just put on my Snapchat. And I'm like, in my Instagram, I said, yo, if I have a friend that is my friend for life or whatever, and I know he trapped, and I allow him in my car, and I know he got something on him or whatever, I'm not ratting. Because at the end of the day, I know what I'm getting myself into because I'm thinking about that stuff. Because I've done it before, you know? So it's like, but if you commit a murder, you murder somebody's child because of this and that or whatever, and their child is not 21 or something like that, and their child didn't beat your son the F up and all that stuff, I'm a rat. You tripping. It's different. It's a difference.
I agree with Ariana completely. Here's the thing. Like, just like she said, you signed up for what you signed up for. You feel what I'm saying? So if you live in that type of lifestyle, like, for example, I've had niggas get in my car, and I know for a fact that they got some shit on them. I'm not finna, you know what I'm saying, just let them, you know what I'm saying, go in the wind. Hold on, let me finish.
All right, go ahead.
I'm not finna let them flap in the wind because I know 9 times out of 10 the reason why they're doing what they're doing. They gotta feed their family. There's not a lot of opportunities in the communities that they live in to do something legal, right? But with 6ix9ine situation, first of all, the niggas that he was fucking with, they was some shiesty ass niggas. Listen, so the niggas that he snitched on, first of all, they was stealing money from him. Second of all, one of them apparently like fucked his baby moms or some wild shit like that. Not saying that, but anyway, the reason why that nigga snitched, I feel like, is because the niggas that he was snitching on did some morally fucked up shit.
Did you also hear this from social media and from the media?
No.
Or do you know 6ix9ine?
I don't know that nigga. I don't know Daniel Hernandez.
Do you know 6ix9ine?
I don't know Daniel Hernandez. I'm just saying, yes,
well,
I
put
heard
his whole
those
government out there and say he don't
I
know.
heard those things. I heard those things from social media, but at the same time, if we're talking about situations in which whether you are gonna snitch, right? If you are gonna snitch, you're not gonna snitch. Like, yo, in that situation, I'm fine off on your ass. Why? Cause nigga, you stealing money from me.
Fuck you, fuck me.
Precisely, you gonna fuck me over? Oh, I'm finna fuck you all the way over, nigga. You getting fed time. You feel me?
So that's more revenge.
Yeah, that sounds like revenge.
You asked me whether or not I was gonna snitch. If I'm in a moral situation where you fucked me over, I'm finna fuck you over too.
But that's what we're saying. Is that the only situation that you would do that in?
Is that the only? There are very few situations in which I would snitch. You feel what I'm saying? Like, for example,
I wouldn't even put myself in
a situation where I would have to snitch.
I would have to snitch.
Precisely. Why? Because I've been in a situation where I was in a car and the police pulled us over and they found weed in the car. This was in Alabama, by the way. Alabama's drug laws are horrendous. They found weed in the car. The fuck was that?
Y'all good.
Huh. They found weed in the car, right? There was niacin, but they were like, oh, these pills are like they've been tampering with some police shit, right? And what I did was they pulled us all out of the car. What I did was they was like, oh, is this your weed? I smoke tobacco. I don't know about anybody else in the car, but I smoke tobacco. This is not mine. And if they say it's not theirs, I believe them. Why? Because this isn't my car. I am not the owner of this car. So I do not incriminate anybody else, but I take responsibility for whatever it is that I placed in that vehicle. It's not snitching. Because in Chicago, we got something called dry snitching, right? And dry snitching is essentially...
We do too.
And dry snitching is essentially... I'm going to say something that incriminates somebody else without saying their name. Or I'm going to say some slick shit that could potentially be used against that person in a court of law. That's dry snitching, right? You get violated for that shit. Whole time, your body look like Swiss cheese by the end of the week, and I don't got time for that. You feel me? So it's not just about snitching. It's more so about your life and your livelihood versus the amount of time that you will spend alive.
Okay.
All right, John. So what's your take on the situation?
Well, hold on.
Do you need dry ice for dry snitching?
What?
What?
Did anybody else?
Anyway.
Did anybody else hear this? No, fuck all that shit. We're not gonna pretend like you just said it. This nigga asked, "Do you need dry ice to dry snitch?"
Wow. Hey.
That was just so corny.
It was corn. You a cornball, bro.
Everybody else doing a serious thing here. You just gotta be the one.
All right, no, this boy got on 6'9". All right, 6'9".
We're not. Whoa. First,
Say Tekashi 6'9".
First,
I'm gonna call him 6'9".
That
nigga's name is Daniel Hernandez.
Put his whole government out there.
But how do you feel about snitching in general? Would you snitch on somebody?
Yeah, he would.
What is your reasons behind it?
He would. He said it's a tough question. That nigga would snitch.
No, I wouldn't snitch.
Yes, you would.
No, sir, I wouldn't.
Okay,
so
why not? On what
because I wouldn't get caught, first of all.
On what situation would you not snitch?
If we doing something criminal, I'm not getting caught.
You black. They already looking for you.
Bruh, I'm not getting caught because I'm not going out.
I'm gonna put on my situation.
Like, listen,
So
you're going to kill me.
I snitched, right? I snitched recently, and I snitched hard. You tripping.
We don't know who this person is.
Nope.
I snitched hard.
What's your government?
Hypothetically speaking.
Hypothetically
Never
speaking.
happened.
So hypothetical.
Hypothetically speaking.
No, I didn't.
Hypothetically speaking.
So this is not incriminalizing nobody.
Okay, we just make sure.
Okay, all right.
It's not incriminalizing nobody.
Ain't nobody in
But
this
I
room
snitched,
snitches.
Though, but I snitched though.
Okay.
With dry
So
eyes.
my baby dad, right?
I fucking hate you.
My baby dad, right? He denied his son, right? But we worked together. So to cover his own ass, he told my managers I was harassing and all this other
Niggas ain't shit,
whatever,
boy.
right? So at first I'm like, they like, do you want him out the job or whatever? I'm like, because they already knew what it was. I'm like, no, it's okay. But then he kept saying stuff. Now it's like he just keep throwing me under the bus. And so yes, at the end of the day I snitched. And I feel like that was a valid reason because now, one, you jeopardize, like now you talk about our son. You denied him. Then you bring it to my workplace where I make money for our son. And you making me seem like I'm crazy or whatever. So I snitched. I feel like that's a valid reason to snitch. And it wasn't dry snitching.
No, I wouldn't say that, but isn't that
No,
revenge?
that was
too?
a wet
That's
ass snitch.
revenge,
No,
right?
that's not revenge all the way. That's like karma. I feel like you pushed me too far, and now I'm gonna have to
Get you back together.
I'm gonna have to get like it wasn't like I want you out your job or whatever. It was like I gotta clear my name now because it wasn't like I want to get you in trouble because I didn't say enough to get you really in trouble because it was already information that they knew, but I just confirmed it.
I see you.
You know, it wasn't more. It was more so. You did me dirty so many times. You know, just like you keep saying Tekashi 6'9", they did him dirty.
Daniel Hernandez.
For that or whatever.
Why is all government?
Or whatever. Blah, blah, blah. I feel like he did me so dirty so many times, and then he started fucking with my money. Effing with my money. Can I curse this?
Yes.
No, go ahead.
I've said the
Effing
N-word
with my
multiple
money
times.
Or whatever.
It's PJ
And,
F-rated.
at that time, that was a breaking point where I'm like, no, this is not how I am. Y'all know who it is, how I am or whatever. And now, it might have not been snitching, but it was like me being like, I cleared my fucking name.
So you were
all the way.
preventing an assassination of your character.
Yeah, of my character.
I
Yes.
fucks with it.
All right, John. So everybody's
Respect,
given a situation when they would snitch and when they wouldn't snitch.
And you
So
did
John,
that.
when would you snitch, John?
Yeah, exactly.
Bro, I told you I wouldn't snitch.
Bro, you got a snitching ass name. Your name is John.
Listen, let me explain.
So wait, so you wouldn't
I'm not getting
snitch
caught.
in any situation? No,
Ever.
we're not talking about you getting caught. We're talking about a situation.
Mhm.
Forget you not getting caught. If you were being talked to by the police, in what situation would you or would you not snitch on somebody? Don't talk about you wouldn't get caught. In a hypothetical situation where you're already caught.
Yeah.
So
What
they
would
have
you
no
snitch on?
suspicion against me at all.
What would you snitch on? Who would you snitch on? In what situation? And what wouldn't you snitch on?
And why would you snitch?
Just answer the question.
Answer the question.
I just wouldn't snitch, bro.
Man, wait, no. Fuck all that shit.
Because if
No.
the police
I
got
got one for you. I got one for you.
Alright.
In Chicago, Illinois,
Alright.
a couple of years ago, there was a shootout on the South Side, and a 1-year-old infant got killed in that shootout. Right? If you were present at that shootout and you saw who shot that infant, and the police came and questioned you about who shot that infant, you would not tell who shot that infant?
Damn, bro, why you gotta put that on?
Because you said you would never snitch.
No, I still wouldn't snitch.
You
I
should-
still wouldn't snitch.
Stop. Why?
Let me finish.
Why?
I feel like I would have got revenge for that kid.
So you would become a vigilante.
But
Yep.
yeah, but you would have went to jail anyway. So
I know.
So you would be comfortable. You would be comfortable with being a vigilante.
On a jail for somebody that actually did some crazy ass shit.
But at least I got revenge because I'm gonna say this because at least I got revenge because I feel like the
No,
system
but
would have
they- I'm
dodged
like-
out on it.
no, I'm
How
like-
many killers? How many killers have dodged out on their plea?
He
Or
makes a valid
just
point.
didn't get
Well,
makes a
no.
valid
I
point.
mean, well, so
That's a
when
valid
they-
point.
when they-
or didn't get charged for their crime.
That's a valid point.
That guy on Bruce Willis.
Hold on.
That
All
movie
right,
that
yeah,
came out.
I'm the last.
That nigga gonna be
one.
protected.
Word,
I know you.
word,
I know where you live.
What?
and I'm
I'm
coming
gonna
to
find
get your
you.
motherfucking ass.
Hold on. Most people that get away with that type of stuff, now we're not talking about the higher ups who have like who can afford the different people to get them off of that stuff. We're talking about people that get off because other folks, like what you're saying, are scared of coming forward and producing the evidence to get them behind the bars. Now, while the justice system is not good in any sense of the word,
For black people.
there are, in general, but
For black people.
but it's fine. There are multiple situations where there have been cases of people who have done a crime and others are scared to come forward for whatever reason. They might not even be threatened. They just might be scared in general for whatever reason
They're
they
scared
might
because
have.
they might die.
They might die, or it might be something else. They might just not want to come forward. They might not want to be in the public eye for whatever reason. But that's why people get off, because people lack the courage to come forward and do that shit. So you be in the bullshit talking about I'm going to go
Paul,
and get revenge
Okay,
for
okay,
anything like that.
okay. Can I rebuttal?
Go ahead.
Okay, this one I'm not even gonna rebuttal. I'm coming straight after that. So basically, what we gonna say about R. Kelly?
Can I rebuttal? I'm not gonna rebuttal though.
Wait.
No,
What can we say
no.
about R. Kelly? What can we say about R. Kelly?
What does that have to do
Because
with
they had a whole video of this motherfucker, and they still let him go.
No, that's not
not factual.
What
That's
happened.
not what happened,
factual.
dude.
What
It's
about
not
OJ?
factual.
I'm like, what?
You're reaching, sir.
Exactly.
Yep.
Like, extremely
Super
far,
reaching.
you're not even there.
You like Michael
Okay,
Jordan on
so
the
there
last
was a
scene of
lot in
Space
there?
Jam.
There was a lot in there. There was not enough evidence to convict both those people.
Well,
Tell
no,
me right now.
Sparkle.
We both watched the documentaries. We've watched all the information. In the
But you're
background.
talking. Wait. Hold on. Now with the R. Kelly situation, you have to look at the charges that were levied against him versus the charges that he got off on. You understand what I'm saying? So right now there is much more incriminating
But
evidence
okay,
against him.
let's take on into the serial killers.
Mm-hmm.
What about them?
What about him?
How long did it take to catch them?
Not very long.
Not
Yes,
very long.
Yes, you're tripping.
Not very long.
Serial killers,
Let's start with the
to
Zodiac
be
killer.
serial killers, you have to be able to kill a couple people in a certain amount
Just
of
to
time.
get
Like,
their
you're killing
notice.
I
yes,
understand
to get
that.
the notice.
I
So it's
feel
a
that.
serial
Okay.
I feel that. But when
So,
but
but
you
the
say
fact that-
you say a serial killer. A serial killer, just like you described,
And
is
a
somebody
serial murders.
who can consistently kill people over time, right?
And they did not get caught because they still killing people.
Yep.
That's the reason why I said relative to
Serial
serial
killers
killers,
always
not a lot of time. Now, if you're talking about killers, period, yeah, it takes a whole lot of time to catch a serial killer. Why? 9 times out of 10, serial killers
Why?
are what?
Smarter though.
Intelligent.
And
precise.
see, even with
But
that,
how intelligent? Because when you look at half these
No,
documentaries,
they're
they have
smart.
mountains
They're
of evidence.
but still,
They have mountains of evidence after the fact.
exactly.
After the fact.
And
though,
still
they
with
have-
that,
no.
there's nobody coming forward to say, oh, I might have seen that.
Because they killed them already.
If we go off what you said, John, how
It's not like they just rape. I mean, I don't want to say just rape because rape is a big thing, but it's not like they raped them and they're still alive. Serial killers.
They
nobody
rape
is
you.
there-
They-
Nobody is there to because a lot of serial killers
They kill you in secluded
Yes.
places.
Yes.
But you never watch Criminal Minds? They always
Oh, I
catch the
do.
bad guy at the end.
and there's been documented cases
Oh.
where there's been a crime that's happened over a course of a time period, and especially with cold cases, they'll have people who are witnesses later on after the crime has already passed that
After the
now
money stopped flowing.
come forward and say, oh, I saw this, or I witnessed that, or this is the information that I have. Well, why didn't you come forward beforehand? That goes into the same thing that I've been talking about.
Well,
So people that want to be like, oh, it's not really my concern because that's not me, I don't know them, or people, in your situation when you want to be like, oh, I'll get revenge for the person, now you're just perpetuating the cycle of murder.
Nope.
No, I feel like
no,
it's
yeah, you
a
are.
black thing.
Because I'm saying we'll stop it. You know why?
Not
Hold on.
Let me say this.
Go ahead, I'm
I
listening. I'm
put it
listening.
out there.
Because I want to hear that too.
Black
But I'm listening. I'm
Alright.
listening. I'm listening.
Can I add
All
on
right.
to that?
Yeah, go ahead. No, let her go ahead. Let her go ahead.
No, I'm gonna let her go. Let her go.
You said it's a black thing. What do you
I
mean?
think it's a black thing.
What do you
know
mean?
why? Because we have this culture of let's not snitch on one another.
Right.
Whereas we put ourselves in dumb situations. Instead of us saying, I seen so-and-so shoot him, it was him, he did it. I don't want to get involved. I mean, I seen it, but I don't know. I heard,
But here's the thing.
Instead of
here's the thing. Here's the thing. It's because of niggas like John, right?
Ooh.
It's the no. But feel me. You said that we put ourselves but we put ourselves in dumb situations where we're not gonna snitch on somebody because we don't want to be involved in it. But why don't we want to be involved in it? It's not always because we don't trust the law, right? It's because we're taught that what's the saying? Snitches get what?
Stitches.
Not only just stitches. You die. You're dead.
Listen, so I feel like
same thing with the mafia.
I feel like it's partly because of the snitches get stitches or whatever. I feel like it's also that everybody in this, like, white people, they don't have their own, like, white people in general have their own community, but white people in general are not close knit as black people or whatever. Like, in a hood, they don't have a hood. In their community, if somebody do something, they go on rat or whatever. But in a black community or whatever, they feel like if you live around the corner, if you live on a block or whatever, they still close to you or whatever. We know you and stuff like that, so we're close knit. It's still loyalty there or whatever. So I feel like with black people, because we went through so much or whatever in America and in every other country or whatever, we in our minds and what we are freaking taught and all that stuff or whatever. It's just we always look out for other people. I don't know. I might have more white friends than black friends, and I talk to them all the time about, because I'm the black friend that want to know everything or whatever, and they don't have that. They're just white or whatever. That's not their bro. That's not their bro. That's not their sis. That's not nothing. That's their friend. That's okay. Like, that's Becky, real quick or whatever. That's Becky.
She said.
But for us, that's that sis and that's their bro, and we might snitch on our sis and bro, but sis,
bro, cousin,
we still might have a little bit more
play brother,
than
play
we
sister
for them or whatever. We just have more of a loyalty in our eyes and our words.
Is everything.
It's everything. No, not everything. It just loyalty. When we say it, just peep. Black people get loyalty on their skin more than white people. Even if they don't value, even if they snitch, they think loyalty is very
important.
Yes.
I fucks with it.
So, that's why I feel like black people do the stupid shit they do, and even though people might feel like it's stupid, and I might feel like it's stupid in times. That's just how we're wired.
But see, that's
it's not just stupid. It's our stupid.
But no, see, okay, now to go to that gets into. Go ahead, John. Go ahead.
But to basically bring across my point.
You about to say something stupid.
He about to put ourselves in a black people stupid situation. Go ahead, John.
I feel. Hold on. On this whole topic, I just feel like we should go back to Wild Wild West rules. Call me a vigilante if you want. Let's go back to Wild Wild West rules. Because in the Wild Wild West, everybody had respect for everybody's space, and nobody was doing no dumb shit.
I'm sorry. In the Wild Wild West, there was robbing trains on horses, nigga.
But guess what? Them niggas that was on the train had guns. The niggas that was robbing the train had guns.
I told you.
I'm done.
We was all
okay.
set.
All right.
So
okay, Will Smith.
I'm end it. You want to say something?
Yeah, just end that shit.
You know what? Go ahead.
This nigga said the Wild Wild West.
You fucked up everything else I said.
Dumb shit. In the podcast, nigga.
Go ahead.
In the podcast.
Give me what you gotta give me, Chris.
I called it.
No, don't give him shit. In the podcast.
I called it.
This motherfucker said, let's meet at high noon and settle this.
Lamika definitely called that shit.
She called it, bro. Called it.
All I got to say is, don't do a crime around me, because if the cops coming for me, I'm snitching on your ass.
Facts.
And I ain't taking no type of heat for you.
Yeah, I don't.
You heard it first.
I'm not snitching. I'm gonna be a vigilante. I would defend you.
Some people coming in my car doing all that shit, or being around me doing all that shit, I'm doing it even worse, or I'm doing the same amount. So, I'm sorry, I ain't snitching.
I only fuck with intelligent criminals. I'm sorry.
Yes.
Just be real. If I don't know you and I don't fuck with you like that,
you ain't in my car.
I'm gonna snitch on you.
So
it's just matter of fact. I'm not going to jail for you.
And this is what is it called?
And 100
sidebar
conversation.
Teach me how to scan, 'cause I'm trying to learn.
All right, so let's end the
Oh
podcast
my
before we
God.
start getting too criminal.
Listen,
All right,
ladies and
that
gentlemen,
that was just a little question.
you would never have to
Don't-
snitch.
Don't amend that. No, she didn't say anything.
You would never have to snitch.
White people
if you
shouldn't
never
wear
get caught.
do-rags.
You would never have to snitch if you never get caught.
Everybody gets caught eventually.
You never get
Eventually.
caught. Not a
Your
vigilante.
topic.
Batman never got caught.
Your topic.
Right.
Nigga,
No,
everybody.
he got caught, but they just didn't want to catch him. Because he took off his mask a couple times. Harvey did.
All right, so the end of the podcast, John.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this has been an episode of Outrageous Pod.
Is the microphone still on?
I love all of you that have joined us in this wonderful conversation. We're going to continue the conversation in the comments below, so let us know what you think. Let's rebuttal. Let's, am I wrong? Is Chris wrong?
Stereotypes are trash. Just want to throw that out there.
Is Will wrong?
I'm never
Let us
wrong.
know.
Wait, first of all, you forgot to mention.
Are the girls wrong?
No.
Wow, call me by name. Wow,
No,
you are
I-
amazingly sexy.
I set
I'm
fire
not
to the
in it,
mountain.
no, I'm not
That's
in it, so
crazy.
I
they have
set
to
fire to the
freaking-
mountain.
First of all,